This video will show you how to replace one of the ignition coils on a Pontiac Grand Prix with a 3.8 liter engine. These will be located along the passenger side of your engine compartment. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. Now a quick note about this, you do have 3 ignition coils on your vehicle. The process for one is the exact same thing as all others. I'll be showing you on this one up here. As far as the replacement of this, you want to start with your ignition coil wires. Mark them in some way that you know exactly where they go during the installation process. As you can tell, somebody's already made some markings on these wires, so I don't have to. You can mark them any way you like, as long as you know exactly where they go in the end. As far as the ignition coil wires, just go ahead and give them a little twist to help break them free from the ignition coil, and we'll lift them up and out of position. Whenever you remove these wires, give them a close inspection. If you see any funny colors inside of here, it's corrosion, and that would need to be dealt with. This looks good, so I'm going to set it aside and I'll repeat the process for the next wire. That looks good as well. Now looking along either side of the ignition coil, you're going to find a piece of hardware. Use a 1/4 inch to remove each of these bolts. A quick note about removal of these bolts, they may be stuck in place. Be careful not to break them off. There's our first mounting bolt. Let's go ahead and remove the next. Keep in mind this is the last thing holding this in place. Remove the ignition coil. There it is, friend. Prior to installation, let's make sure we clean and inspect our mounting area. Looking right here in this orange portion, you can see that there's 2 electric tabs. We're just going to go ahead and clean each of those up. Give them a thorough inspection. You do want to make sure that they are secured and not loose in any way, which might not make a good connection. After you've done that, use some dielectric lubricant along each one of those 2 terminal ends. You don't need very much. This is just going to help keep moisture out of the area. It also helps as a lubricant. Now let's get ready to install the brand new ignition coil. Looking along the bottom of this, you can see in the gray area we have 2 ports. Those are for those electronic tabs that I had just cleaned and applied lubricant to. Let's line this up, press it down, align the mounting bolt ports, start those in, snug them up. Feels pretty good right there. Press it down. Now it's time for the hardware. Just a tiny bit of anti-seize along the lower threaded portion. We'll start them in, snug them up. The torque for these is 40 inch-pounds. It's not very much. Just make sure they are started in. We don't want to cross thread them. Okay, that's lightly bottomed out. I've got my torque wrench, 40 inch-pounds, just as I mentioned. Once you feel as though you've torqued both of those properly, take hold of the ignition coil, give it a wiggle. It should not move around. We'll use some dielectric lubricant along each of these 2 areas. Now we can install the wires. As I mentioned during the removal process, each wire needs to go into the original position. Otherwise, you're going to find you have a misfire and a running condition. Press them in, listen for an audible click, and make sure they are secured in place. Nice. Okay friend, we showed you the installation of one of your vehicle's ignition coils. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the process for one is the exact same thing as all others. Now once you've completed that, if you did have a check engine light, make sure that you reset it. You're going to start the vehicle, let it run. Make sure you have no misfire, no running condition, and no check engine light. Close the hood, take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.